And what's the next thing I wanted to rant about? Black men in dresses. Let me sit up for this because I was leaning. Black men in dresses is one of those long ongoing rants because of our history. This really goes on to a history of emasculation, and it's and how the white man every every chance they get they want to emasculate the black man. Now I want people to understand that there this is a situation where it's more or less what do you side on because both sides are right. Okay, if you say this is comedy 101 and majority of the people who have done it, yes, you are correct. If you are on the side that's like, oh no, they're just doing it to humiliate and emasculate the black man because we just have that look of we're just threatening, and they just do that to like make us laugh, or if we can laugh at them, they're not as scary. You are correct as well because there are good examples on both sides of that. Like it is comedy 101 because during Shakespeare times only men was act. There was no real female actors, so even men had to wear dresses and all that other stuff. So that's in the history. But also, you have to look at the history of slavery and how they treated the black man, and how some people was brought up to like be fearing the black man. So what they did was they do things like cartoons or show TV shows that put black men in in a nature of buffoonery and idiocracy, to where we look like buffoons and idiots. Like that's why people have a problem with blackface, because blackface shows the worst depiction of black people. You're like, I show we hungry, I show we tired, that things to look at. And the most the most emasculating thing you can do is just put a man in a dress and have him be a woman. Yes, it's like I said, it's comedy 101. But and you also know that you're getting laughed at because you're a big ass man and you're in a dress. You look ridiculous because you're never playing a beautiful person. You're playing an ugly dude. So, like usually a man in a dress, you're considered ugly. Like they always represent the ugly types. That's why, like when you tell a woman you look like a man, it's more or less never flattering. It's never flattering because men are like women are the fairer creatures, and one, and two, if you telling a woman they look like a man, you just tell them they look rough. And they don't want to look rough. They want to look soft. They want to look feminine, for most part. So that's why they hate it when you say you just bring out masculine energy or some shit like that. There, look, um, you gotta when you look at things like that, you gotta understand it's just like, do you want to be laugh? You want people to laugh with you, and even as an entertainer, you gotta understand it's just like I want them to laugh because I'm funny. Like there's different types of laughing because I'm funny, because I'm entertaining, because I can put a smile on your face. Usually when you see dudes in the dress and all that other stuff, you're laughing at them. It's just like, um, now people are gonna ask me, have I ever worn a dress? Yes, I have, and it's funny because I don't have to admit this because one, I was a child when I did it, and two, like I don't think there was many pictures of me in a dress for you to find that. So me just saying this, it puts this on itself, and all of a sudden, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm pretty sure if anybody red pill is going to find this, and if I ever, it's like when I blow up, and they're gonna find this, they're gonna look at me funny. It's like, oh, you wore a dress, I was like, yeah, yeah, okay, all right. I would. I'm putting this out now just because all of a sudden, if pictures just alluded, oh, hey, is that nigga Oskito fly in the dress? It's just like, yeah, But anyway, the reason why I was wearing the dress, it was Powder Puff Day, and if anybody understand in Maryland what Powder Puff Day is, the men dress like women and women dress like men. I wore my mother's sundress. It wasn't even like I wasn't. It was just like I wore my mother's sundress. I had a wig, I had a dress, just like a Southern belle. I had to like, and I didn't wear no makeup. I didn't wear no. I just wore my mother's dress. It's funny, and for those who are wondering, yes, I did have a father in my life, and he was with me my whole life. The funny part is, I didn't like the shoe. If you wonder what I wore as shoes, I had some Converse red chucks because it was a red sundress. So that was the one thing. And if you're wondering, I had like yes, I did have my father in life, and he probably if he probably wouldn't have made me do it. He was just like, don't do it. But he didn't know about it either. But I remember walking in because walk coming home from school, walking in the door, and the first person I see is my father and my uncle Ron. God bless his soul. And they look at me. He go, "There's something you want to tell us?" He was like, they looked at me. There's something you want to tell us, sir? I said, "It's school spirit week. It's Powder Puff Day." I explained. They was like, "Oh, okay." And then like I immediately took the sundress off. I think my mother knew about it. I'm not sure, but that's the one time I ever wore a dress. Like I said, I didn't even have to admit that, but I did it. But I only did it just to be, just to be the school spirit and just to be funny. Like now, if you ask me, did I feel weird in a dress? Kind of, sort of, yeah, because I don't wear dresses, and being a man in a dress, you do feel weird. But everybody was doing it, but majority of the school was doing it, so it wasn't as bad as it's more or less like cosplay. It's like you're more or less the weirdo not doing it than you are doing it. Now during that during that time, if you're not doing it, obviously you'd be like you just didn't want to wear a dress, which is fine. So, but I remember I walked up to my teacher. You're dressed like a girl, and I busted out laughing. I don't think his vision was good, but he seen me. It was just like, and he was an old white teacher. He was just like, "You're dressed like a girl," and I just busted out laughing. One of my homegirls, he was like, "You an ugly bitch." I said, but if you wonder how I felt, it was like how I felt during it. I said I didn't feel like a woman. I didn't have no confusion. I felt like a man in a woman's dress the whole time. Felt like a man in a woman's dress. It was like not once that I was just like trying to be a character or uh, confused about my gender and all that other stuff. I just did it just to do it for entertainment purposes. And I feel like as some of our celebrities, the Eddie Murphys, the Martin Lawrence, the Tyler Perry's, people that are wore dresses, I'm pretty sure they felt weird too. I don't know how, like, I'm pretty sure like they felt weird doing this, but they did it for the entertainment. They did it for the laugh. They did it to put out like they put out to good one, especially Tyler Perry. I know Tyler Perry gets this flack a lot of times, but he's a billionaire. It's like it got him somewhere. It got him his own studio. It got him billions of dollars. It's like even though he's cheap. Now it's like that's not Tyler Perry's. I don't think that's Tyler Perry's doing. Matter of fact, Tyler Perry tried to kill Medea off plenty of times. And people was mad that he was trying to kill Medea, including my father. It was just like, and like me and my father had this debate. He was like, that's your because my father was like, that's your main bread and butter. Medea is your main bread and butter. Why would you get rid of your main bread and butter? And I was like, because he doesn't want to be in a dress no more. Obviously, he wants to be known as Tyler Perry. He wants to be known as Medea. Like the Medea served a purpose, and I feel like, obviously he brought her back, And but I felt like he tried to kill that character off or some shit like that. I think he wanted people to see him as a more serious actor. But every time he does something serious, I don't think people take him seriously, which is just like he. Some people feel like he's better. He plays a better woman than he does a man. I think Cat Williams said that Tyler Perry plays a better woman than he does a man. Uh, I'm not going to agree with that, but because I think Mr. Deeds or Good Deeds, Tyler Perry's Good Deeds or Mr. Deeds or something like that. I thought that was a good movie. I really thought that was a good movie. I thought that was some of his better work. Um, I just him in Star Trek. I think that was good too. I think he was good in Star Trek. You just can't imagine Tyler Perry without imagining Medea, and that's the problem here. Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence, yes, they'd have done the dress, but that's not the first roles you when you think of Martin Lawrence and think of Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy's best roles. Those are not the ones. You're not going to think of Sinead. You're not going to think of the Clumps or Respucia when you think of Eddie Murphy. You're going to think of Coming to America. You're going to think of hell. You'll think of Sherman before you think of the other Clumps. You'll think of 48 Hours. You'll think of him in Saturday Night Live. You'll think Martin. You think he's going to show Martin. You think of Blue Streak. You think of Bad Boys. Like there's a lot of things you will go through before you even reach Sinead, or you will reach Respucia or Mrs. Club. Same thing with Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx has done a bunch of stuff. There's a lot of things before you get to Wanda, Wayans brothers. There's a lot of things they've done a lot of work before you even get to White Chicks. So and if you ask them how they felt, it's just like I was just doing it for comedy. In which, yeah, it's just like it was for comedy. Did it get you laughs? Yes, it did. Did it get you money? Yes, it did. Did he make money off of it? Yes, they did. Do you regret it? No, they don't. So a lot of this talk about men in dresses, you got to understand, especially the celebrity men's in dresses, just like both sides are right. Some people like they should even the more I know Dave Chappelle don't wear a dress and all that other stuff. The more of the story was he's just like I'm funny without the dress, and I'm pretty sure like because a lot of people brought up him being in the dress before and all that other stuff. He probably didn't feel funny, and this is that was probably his wake up. So when he got to the Blue Streak part, where he was just like they want to put you in the dress, he was just like he probably thought about men in tights and all that other stuff. It's just like I don't want to do it. I'm funnier in a dress. It's just like maybe that was just his breaking point because he's done it before. It's like everybody's like, oh, Dave Chappelle done it before, Robin Hood Men in Tights, and I don't think before everybody tears that down, I don't think the moral of that was that he didn't wear a dress. It's just that I am funnier out. I'm more funnier without the dress than I am. Just show me that I am more funnier without the dress. I don't need to depend on this dress. It's just to be funny. That I feel like that was the point of that whole speech. It's just like, yo, why do everybody has done a dress scene? Yes, but I'm funny without the dress. That's why he's Dave Chappelle, and Dave Chappelle is now in a position where he don't ever have to wear a dress because he fought that. Cat Williams is the same thing. It's just like, don't let him put you in no dress. Eddie Griffin, don't let him put you in no dress. I'm funnier without it. Undercover, obviously, you look at Undercover Brother. You look at Cat Williams and his legacy. They never wear dresses. Brandon T. Jackson, he was funny, but they also put him in a dress, and I feel like that fucked up his career. I'm gonna be real with you. I think Big Moon's House fucked up Brandon T. Jackson's career, which is sad because he is funny because he is a funny dude. But it happens. But like I said, there's an upside and then there's a downside on the whole thing. But especially the Dave Chappelle thing, I want people to understand that. Yes, he did wear a dress, but the more of that story of him talking about the Oprah, it was just like he never said he never didn't wear a dress. He was just like, I didn't want to wear a dress because I am funnier outside. Like I'm funnier without the dress. It's like just give me something funny, and like I'll show you my skills, my skill range. And I feel like that's the point he was trying to get across, not the fact that he wore his dress or not, or that it's just like I don't want to wear the dress. It's just no. So I think a lot of people get that misconstrued. Um, so now getting off of that rant,